Strict parents raise good liars. Parents are meant to be role models, supporters, and teachers. Being overly strict is abuse and means failure in each of the above faculties. This abuse includes hitting your kid, verbally putting them down, being a hypocrite, do as I say, not as I do, and failing to be a fair person. These failures lead to resentment and plotting. I grew up with a couple who was abusive not just to me but to each other. When I did something wrong, my punishment was severe. When I had a problem, I would never ask for help out of fear. Over time, I developed a skill for lying. I'm not compulsive and I don't tell unbelievable stories. My lies are smooth and undetectable. And often they are about small things that I've been convinced are things I need to hide from my family and my partners, or I will suffer their anger, but not my best friends. This is mentally taxing and I'm trying to get therapy for it, amongst other things. It's unhealthy. Please treat your children like human beings. They are worthy of love and respect. They are not pawns to inflict damage. These failures lead to resentment and plotting. This hits home. It recently struck me how comfortable I am having totally covered parts of my life. My parents were strict and I'm extremely incapable of lying. I get some kind of nervousness when I lie that I also got when my dad was unhappy with something I did. This kind of horrible tension that I can only break by telling the truth. I think it's more about strict parents that are strict because they say so. They don't/can't adequately explain their reasons for their rules to their kids, making the kids not understand the reason for the rule. Then the kid just finds a way around the rule if the kid is smart enough, and unfortunately, most kids have basic intelligence for minor problem solving. I knew kids on both sides growing up, and the parts of the rules my parents explained thoroughly I actually followed, as least more so than the ones I just thought were to make their lives easier. I can still lie without anyone knowing. I choose not to since experience has told me lies complicate my life, and I'm too lazy for that. Parents shouldn't be the opposite of strict either. You should find a balance. Let your kids know what respect is. Parenting ain't easy, but don't let your kids overpower you. I agree that there should be limits set in place. But being over strict is just as worse. Very popular opinion and very common to find good liars as a result of strict parenting, either to get away with things or as a compulsive defense mechanism. Some of the wildest, coolest people in the world are a result of absolutely strict rules. That doesn't justify it by any means, but it's interesting to note. Wrong sub, r/popular fact. And kids that can listen for footsteps. It's true. https://bigthink.com/Lori Vasquez/r strict schools and parents creating dishonest children. This is literally an expression. How is this an unpopular opinion? Can confirm. Great liar and manipulator man, face palming light skin tone man, shrugging light skin tone man, shrugging light skin tone. People want to always come at me with pitchforks and kill me when I say this. Their response is always, I got hit and I turned out fine. Yeah, you wanna hit a 3-year-old, you turned out real fine. I agree with that opening statement. Being too strict will inevitably result in the kids giving up asking for permission/telling the truth and resorting to lying about everything in order to do what they want. There has to be a give and take in order for kids to trust their parents and believe they have their best interest at heart. You think this is unpopular? I can definitely attest to this. My parents, ESP my mom, have done so much to ruin my trust that I never tell them anything about my life. They've gone so far as to photocopying my diaries/letters from exes and so much more others. Wanna hang with your friends? Sorry, no, can't do. Because of that, I've developed some sort of skill of lying, making up excuses on the spot that are good enough to be believable. I don't even stutter. My parents were, jokes still are, strict about us doing normal things, going out, hanging out with friends, sleepovers, doing anything that wasn't work or study related, so hobbies, so I ended up developing the ability to lie just to do these everyday things. Faking having class just to have lunch with a friend is child's play. This is absolutely a very popular opinion. My wife's parents were strict, really strict. She used to confess to doing bad things and ask them to punish her because she thought she deserved to be punished, under the age of 12, and they would oblige. I started dating her in her late teens. I taught her how to lie, how to avoid her parents' surveillance of her cell phone and other such things. They grounded her, for going to Burger King with me during our pre-scheduled visit day, without approval, when she was 18. We eloped to Vegas 3 weeks later, got married, and 7 years later we're still married. She's a shitty liar. She does have self-esteem issues and doesn't question authority whatsoever, including me. She has panic attacks and used to be suicidal. Strict parents damage children, but it doesn't make them good liars necessarily. I've had to tell her to argue with me more because I feel like I'm taking advantage of her because she accepts everything I say without question. Being strict doesn't always equate to beating, berating, hypocrisy. I grew up with parents like this. To this day still I can't have a serious conversation with my mother about my love life. I was raised to believe that talking about a significant other with my parents, particularly my mother, was wrong and a bad thing. I hardly ever bring up my significant other. I feel genuinely uncomfortable bringing him around. I am a fully grown adult and have been with my partner for years and still don't really enjoy the joint time spent with the so and mother. I cringe when I think of a wedding or something. The idea of eloping, eventually, is far more appealing than a wedding. I feel you. I keep my social life and family life far apart and I never feel comfortable telling my parents where I'm at, or who I'm with, just because if they think I'm too far from home or don't like my friends I'll get yelled or lectured or something. It's not as bad now because I'm older, but I still have the habit of doing this. I won't even answer my mom's calls when I'm with my friends cause she'll just ask too many questions or yell over the phone. I'm trying to be honest and just let her know where I'm at to slowly get over it, but if she doesn't like the location all hell breaks loose. I don't know, it's complicated, but I relate to this a lot. It's called authoritarian parenting, straight from psychology. This is not an opinion but a fact. Damn, I felt this. I feel so envious whenever I see my cousins/friends have such natural and friendly relationship with their parents. Meanwhile, any second I'm with my parents feels like a ticking time bomb. You make good points, but you may as well ask shitty people to stop being shitty. This is a very popular opinion. I've been seeing that exact statement float around the internet for many years. Also, it's not even an opinion. It's a fact, lol.